Okay, in this video we're going to detail brush knee twist from Yang style Tai Chi. I'm going to do this mostly facing the camera at first, and then I'll do this facing this way. I'm only going to do one side, but you just apply the same principles to both sides. You want to practice it right and left. In later videos, as I'm doing transitions through the form, which will be coming along soon, I'll give you transitions from right to left on this particular move. So to start with, brush knee twist is based on settling the palm. That's the primary technique. The way to kind of practice this at first is to just stand with your feet side by side. And I start by holding the ball here, although sometimes I gloss through that part of the movement when we're actually doing the form. But for drills wise, when I'm holding the ball, I'm going to turn my body, and as I turn, I'm going to reach out with my right hand. Now, what I'm not doing is flinging the hand out as if I'm tossing a frisbee. I'm actually stretching to that position, leading mostly with the index finger. So there. So I'm not leading with the elbow or the outside of the shoulder, kind of here. Actually, if you notice very subtly, the elbow will turn in towards me a little bit, so that allows me to get my hand at an angle and stretch and reach. Okay, so there's more tensile strength and structural integrity through the arm and shoulder that way. So as that's happening and the body turns, the left hand will float into position where the fingers are pointing pretty much at the right elbow or near it anyway. And the hand position for the left hand is pretty much right on the center line. So my wrist, though, is not on the center line. It's slightly out here. It's okay for your fingers to cross the center, but don't get your wrist across the center line here, because you'll start to impinge the shoulder on this side and kind of bind up. So even though it kind of looks like that's what's happening, but that's mostly because I'm turning the body. If I don't turn, that hand is actually going to be right here. And you notice that without me turning, I'm not really reaching too far to the side. It's the turn that kind of fools you to make it look like you're reaching way out. That's more of an optical illusion. So in a lot of cases in the form, your right foot would already be at a 45-degree angle when you do this. So it's easy then to turn and get to where your hand is going off at right angles to the line you were on. So I'm facing the corner. My right hand is actually pointing towards the side wall here in this case. And then from here, all of my weight has shifted into the right foot. So the left foot is just hanging out near. If you need to touch the floor with your left foot at this point, so we've done White Rain fans its wings or whatever, and draw your left foot in, it can stay on the floor. You just don't want to be leaning on it because you got to step with it here in a moment. So what we're going to do is from there is sink down into the right leg, and as we're sinking down, we're going to drop the elbow, and that's going to fold our hand in towards us. Okay, so that the hand comes closer. I'm not bending the elbow and bringing the hand up in an arc. You want to imagine that there's maybe a line between your wrist and your shoulder that stays parallel to the floor. And as you drop your elbow, that line's still parallel to the floor here. It just gets shorter. So it's folding in as you drop into the right leg. At the same time that you're doing that and dropping into the right leg, you're using that drop to reach out with your left foot. And just like every other step in Tai Chi, we never step straight forward from here. We're going to step off at an angle so that we establish our channel between our feet. So we're going to drop the elbow as we sink down, and we're going to step out as we sink down all at once. The last thing that happens is the left hand that was here at about the height of our heart is going to drop down to just around the dantian level, roughly, give or take. So all that happens at once. When you've got that movement down, the rest of brush knee twist is very easy. So it's just here, that's the hard part. Now then, I'm just going to shift and turn, and I'm going to rotate the right hand from palm facing me to palm facing kind of that way. I'm not facing the palm straight out. This is not a face mask move from football. You know, it's a settling again of the heel and butt of the hand right here, not the edge, but right there, into that space. So I'm dropping that in here. So I've got a slant to my fingers this way, okay? It's actually the same position as withdraw and push at the end of Grassbird's tail. The hands are, except it's just one hand in this case. The other hand is down here. So it's sink, and then as I shift and turn, the right hand's going to rotate and settle right there as I finish my turn, okay? Remember, the turn is a pullback with the left hip. So the left hand, what I like to do is bring it round, and then as I finish and settle, I'll also settle the palm there. So both hands are settling at the same, I'll try and exaggerate, so both hands are settling at the same time. So you have this kind of unified movement between the hands. So one more time from this angle. I'll start from here actually, as if we're doing wide crane fancy swings. I'm gonna kind of hold the ball here, sink, shift, rotate, and settle, all right there. Okay, show it from this side and also facing that way. So from here, holding the ball, turn, sink, shift, and pull the left hip back, settle. And one more from the other side, as you can see from this way. This is white crane fancy swing, sort of. Turn, sink, okay? So you can practice that on the right and the left. And again, like I say, I'll go over the transition between the two when I'm doing form details and transitions through the form. So there's brush knee twist.